What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. I hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about the first play-in series that actually wrapped up a few days ago, that being the Carolina Hurricanes sweeping the New York Rangers. We're going to be getting into a full series review in just a few moments, but before we do get in the episode, guys, make sure to go down below and hit the subscribe button. That would mean a lot to me. I think we're like 7 subscribers away from 200, so hopefully we'll be hitting that milestone soon, I guess you could say. And I've just been enjoying the Stanley Cup playoffs so much. I've been watching pretty much every game, watching it 24/7. I got the Coyotes-Predators game on right now. That one's 2-2, so that series is very close. But if you guys are enjoying it just as much as I am, again, go down below, hit the subscribe button to kind of stay up to date on all the NHL playoffs and get my thoughts on the postseason so far. So without further ado, guys, let's get right into the episode. Like I said, the Carolina Hurricanes swept the New York Rangers 3 straight. I did predict the Hurricanes to beat the Rangers in my predictions video. It is on my channel, so go check it out before the play-ins are over. So I did predict them over the Rangers, but I did expect New York to at least win one game. It was announced just moments before game 1 of the series that the goaltender that all Rangers fans was supposed to start the series, Igor Shesterkin, was unfit to play. For whatever reason, we don't know yet, but that meant that Henrik Lundqvist was going to have to start the series. It was a feel-good story. Everybody was excited for him. This could be, some of his last starts as a New York Ranger, and then he lets in the first shot of the game, and that was kind of a storyline for the entire series. Hurricanes starting out strong, but before we talk about it from a Hurricanes perspective, let's look at it from a Rangers perspective, and they're now out, like I said, 3 straight, and I didn't have super high expectations for them going into the series. They looked good at the regular season. They were on a roll. This kind of stopped their momentum, but they're a young team. I didn't expect a lot from them. This is kind of their first year as kind of a big group. Panarin came in, Adam Fox. There was a lot of big additions for this Rangers team, and I didn't expect a lot from them, but they still look good in these 3 games. They gained some playoff experience in a year where if there wasn't this kind of COVID playoff cup, they probably wouldn't have made the playoffs, in my opinion anyway. So they gained some 3 games of experience, and I expect a lot more from them next year. On the bright side for Rangers fans, they are now in the Alexis Lafreniere sweepstakes, so they got a 12.5% chance of picking first overall, and the second phase of the draft lottery, who we find out who will get the first overall pick, that's taking place on August 10th. So I'm excited for that. I'll probably film a video giving you guys my thoughts, and there's a lot of potentially good teams going into the draft lottery. You could see the Oilers, you could see the Penguins. I guess we'll find out by the end of tonight. So if the Rangers do win it, it will definitely not be the worst case scenario, but Rangers fans would be absolutely thrilled to get a franchise winner down the road like Alexis Lafreniere. I guess it came down to, their star players not producing at the same level that they were during the regular season. Panarin wasn't bad, same with Zibanejad, but they could have done a lot more. And the goaltending, it was fine. But when you've got guys like James Reimer who are just a brick wall back there, we didn't expect to happen, their goaltending was not up to par to the Carolina Hurricanes. So again, the Rangers gained 3 games of playoff experience. Definitely not with the worst case scenario for them this season. They are now out of the bubble. Carolina, on the other hand, they're back into the playoffs, and they looked fantastic during this series. PK Subban was talking about Andrei Svechnikov and Sebastian Aho before the series started, and he was completely right. They were dynamic, especially Andrei Svechnikov, and it's very unlikely that a team like Carolina or a team in general would rely on a second-year player like Andrei Svechnikov as much as they do, and as much as they did during the series, but he was tremendous for them. Without Svechnikov, I don't know if they win this series. The whole Carolina team was looking good even without Dougie Hamilton, but Svechnikov was the cherry on top and definitely a big reason why this team was able to sweep the Rangers. And I know it's still early. I know they're only in their second year, just finishing their second year, but right now it's kind of looking like Andrei Svechnikov has been the better of the 2 players between him and Rasmus Dahlin in the 2018 draft. So I know they've got long careers ahead of them, but Andrei Svechnikov right now, especially in his sophomore year, has been spectacular. I said going into the series that I thought Rob Bryndemore was one of the best coaches in the National Hockey League, and he actually made a really smart decision going into Game 3. It was Game 2 and Game 3 were back-to-back. Peter Mrazek played Game 2, so he actually went to James Reimer for Game 3, which I was really surprised about because Peter Mrazek was tremendous throughout Game 1 and Game 2. I thought they would go back to him for Game 3 despite it being a back-to-back. They went with James Reimer, and, in my opinion, he's been one of the most underrated goaltenders since leaving Toronto. I think the pressure really got to him in Toronto. I don't think he's a bona fide number 1 goaltender, kind of like the Leafs were using him for. So he leaves Toronto, and in Carolina, he's been, lights out in the role that he's had. So came into game 3, was a brick wall, like I said earlier, and, that was a big win for the Hurricanes. Definitely big confidence booster for, I'm sure, the whole team, knowing that they've got 2 good goaltenders back there that, if Mrazek lets the Hurricanes down game 1, game 2 of the first round, they can throw James Reimer in. It's good to know for Hurricanes fans, too, is that you guys swept the New York Rangers without your number 1 defenseman in Dougie Hamilton. He missed the entire series, and like I said, he's their number 1 guy. So to be able to do that without Hamilton, I talked about their defensive depth in the prediction video on my channel earlier, and definitely came through. Brady Shea, they acquired at the deadline, really set the tone for the series with that monstrous hit on Jesper Fast in pretty much the first 30 seconds of the series. So that was big acquisition, even if that's all they get out of Brady Shea for the whole playoffs. I definitely set the tone for that first play-in rounds, and Dougie Hamilton hopefully will be back for game 1 of the first round of the playoffs. But I know that's great news for the Carolina Hurricanes. Whoever is going to be playing the Hurricanes in the first round, to be honest, I would be scared because the Hurricanes looked so good, and having the goaltending that definitely was a lot better than most people expected going into the play-ins. I mean, obviously that can change, but Mrazek, Reimer looking good. The defensive depth, the offense, Svechnikov, Aho, Teravainen, I mean, they're looking good. Rob Bryndemore is a great coach. Remember, they went all the way to the conference finals, so they can do something special this year, especially, no fans. I think this kind of hockey definitely plays into their hands, so I think the Hurricanes could go far, and I'll definitely be making a NHL Bracket Challenge video on the channel coming up, so definitely watch out for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, go down below, hit the like button at the bottom of the screen. That would definitely help me out. I'll probably be doing another review of some other series that kind of finished up today, so be on the lookout for that. Thank you guys again for watching. We'll see you guys in the next episode.